take this. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. It's time!
It's Sunday, November 21st, 2021. This is the Church of MMA podcast. I'm Tabor Cragen.
My name is Mason Knight. This is episode 99, Vieira versus Tate recap. After that, we jump to some MMA news. But today, there is no preview show. We have the week off, obviously, due to Thanksgiving. But before we talk about all that, Tabor, where do we begin?
Social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at the Church of MMA. Guys, if you aren't following us already, make sure you go and do it. Hit up our Instagram. That is the one we stay up to date the most on. We're posting funny memes, clips of the show, trying to make you guys laugh. Hit us up. But if you want a link to every single social media page, to our Patreon, to our Teespring, it is at thechurchofmma.com. It is our own website. It gives you breakdowns, links to every single podcasting platform, Patreon, exclusive podcasts. And we recorded one last night as well.
We did. Yeah, I recorded for about 5 minutes, went to bed because I was drunk as a skunk. It was pretty embarrassing. I didn't realize, like, when we went out that, Tabor, you were ordering doubles, but the guy was also giving me doubles. And let's just say I could barely even talk on that podcast. And I knew it, too. When I feel drunk like that, I hate doing a show. So I was like, I'm going to bed. You guys are going to have to finish the second service. So we'll probably do another second service today, now that I'm nice and sober and all on energy drinks. So so embarrassing, bro. I hate being that drunk. It's the worst.
I didn't even realize you were that drunk till we got back. When we got back from the bar, I was like, oh, my God, you're fucked up.
Well, Tyson gave me, like, because I remember that outside, he gave me a hit of his pen. I haven't smoked weed in months, bro. And I took like 3 or 4 giant hits off his weed pen, and I was like seeing stars, bro. I was like, I got to go to bed. This is not good. This is not good.
It's so
I mean, you know, it's one of those. It is what it is. It is what it is, but...
Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, the reason we were together, we were in studio yesterday. We were watching the fight, so no fight companion, of course, but we made sure we painted this wall over here on my side. So we've noticed that the cameras like to go out of focus on Mason whenever we have the desk turned to the side for our fight companions. So hopefully painting this wall really helps because that black was just soaking up too much light. And there's so much more stuff we're doing here with this podcast studio, so we're very, very excited for the future. But like I said earlier, guys, Cosmo Reverb, shout out to you, my guy. You're already here in the chat. It was a great second service, to be fair. It was a good one. I'm glad you liked it, my guy. I figured you would have watched it already. We're also going to have a few vlogs. We did a couple vlogs when we were in here painting, just bullshitting, drinking White Claw. I think that's what did it, dude. Because, like, we had like 4 or 5 White Claws in here before we even left to the bar. Then we went to the bar. We had like fucking 6 drinks. I bought shots for everybody.
Well, yeah, that was the issue for me, dude. Is like I didn't realize they were doubles, man. It's like I had 4 drinks at the bar on top of that shot. That's 9 shots of alcohol in like what, an hour and a half? I was so mad, bro. When I realized, I woke up this morning, looked at the receipt. I was like, why was it so much last night? I look at the receipt, they're all doubles. I'm like, bro, no.
Oh, man, inflation's hitting hard.
Yeah,
brother.
it is what it is. I can't go out like that no more. I just make an ass of myself.
How's your liver, though? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I'm tip-top Magoo. I drank a lot of water last night and
I'm
this
guessing
morning.
you watched the fights this morning, too, right?
Yeah, I watched the fights this morning. Good, decent night of cards. I mean, we can kind of hop into it right now.
Yeah, let's get it right into it. Start at the top, as we always do. Caitlin Vieira, Miesha Tate. This was a great main event, actually. Yeah. With the card that didn't have much hype behind it, a lot of people were really hyped about the boxing fight that happened. I think it was Jamal Crawford versus, I don't know, probably some dude he knocked the fuck out instantly. I don't watch boxing, so
neither do I.
But it is what it is there. But
it is what it is.
I really enjoyed this main event. I mean, I was watching it this morning. You know, I was drinking a little bit of orange juice and trying to get some things in my stomach to soak all that alcohol up from last night. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I like Caitlin Vieira, and I do think I agree with the judges. I did see it 3-2. I disagree with the judge who gave it 4-1. I didn't quite see that.
I didn't see that either.
Tate was being real competitive. Maybe that judge was basing a little bit off the damage because Tate was wearing a lot of damage on her face.
Yeah, she was.
In that fight, and she was getting hit with big shots. And did Tate always have this strange style where like she's in her stance like this, like doing this kind of
like an old
it was weird
1930 show.
Yes,
girl.
and I was like, what is it doing? But it was working. She was working her way inside, and she was landing shots, but she was going for the power shot. I was just shocked she didn't shoot more takedowns. She did shoot a few, went absolutely nowhere, and she was real comfortable in there on the feet, which is a shocker because Miesha Tate, she wasn't really known for her striking before really her comeback. Yeah. And that's really where she was shining last night. It was her striking. She was landing big power shots, but you could just tell. One, I think Ketlen Vieira was a little bit faster.
Yeah, and a little bit more power, too.
And more power, faster, and I think more technical as well. Because she was landing great combinations. She was moving up to the head and body. It was looking very smooth and precise. I think Ketlen Vieira, I think that knockout with Irene Aldana really fucked with her head because
that was a glaring thing coming into this fight.
She should have been throwing more. Rounds. She could have been throwing more. She was very timid and like she'd get hit with a big shot and then she'd kind of slow down for a second and then she'd land a couple nice counters and it's like follow that up with more strikes. And she could have maybe even finished Tate last night if she really got over that mental hurdle.
I actually completely agree with that. And that was the thing with Ketlen is She was landing shots, but she wasn't following through. She wasn't finishing that with another combination. She'd throw maybe a jab and then straight and then kind of back off for a little bit, let Tate get her wits about her instead of like throwing the 1-2 and then finishing it up with a nice combination where she could have finished her. She could have put more pressure on her. But you are right. Like I did see a little bit of hesitancy and very timid as well with Ketlen Vieira. Nonetheless, though, she got the job done.
Yeah, she absolutely did. And I totally agree with the judges there. I like Ketlen Vieira. She's an absolute savage in this bantamweight division. I'm a big fan of hers, but if she's going to be going in timid with these top girls, like that's why she lost that fucking Kuznetskaya fight. Like I do believe she's a top 5 fighter. I do believe she's better than a lot of these girls. She should have beat Kuznetskaya.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
She should have won that fight. I do believe she's the better fighter. I think she's a top 3 bantamweight in the world. I think it's just a mental hurdle there. And I think if she gets over that, she could, without a doubt, contend in this division. Is she going to beat Amanda Nunes? Probably not.
No one is.
It's the GOAT.
So
but she's going to be competitive.
Yeah, let's talk about this now. I mean, a very impressive win over one Miesha Tate. What is next for Ketlen Vieira? Obviously, Yana Kuznetskaya, the one that she just lost to before. She's sitting number 6 right now. Ketlen was sitting at number 7 before this. Tate at number 8, so she just beat 8. Her sitting at 7. Juliana Pena, number 4 right now, gets the shot. You could do an Aspen Ladd at 5. I think even a Holly Holm at 2 would be an interesting matchup. Irene Aldana is at 3 right now. You probably don't want to do that.
I kind of actually do want to do that because I'd like to see that rematch because I do believe, I mean, we have to remember, that Ketlen Vieira was like freaking the fuck out, and then she got flatlined. It's like, if she was more calm, cool, collected, she'd probably win that fight too. I mean, look at the absolute destruction that Holly Holm had on Ketlen Vieira, which is another great matchup as well, I believe, for Ketlen Vieira. Holly Holm, maybe even Duran Duran. I mean, neither of those women have fought this last year.
No, Holly Holm got pulled from her fight because she was a main event, and that fight had to get pulled due to an injury or COVID. I don't remember which one. Shit, we're just going to get pulled from YouTube now. I just
Big
said
C,
it.
little V.
Little V. My bad, everyone. YouTube, calm down. But yeah, no, I do like that Irene Aldana. I mean, that fight happened back in 2019. And maybe to see where Caitlin's game has evolved. She looked great on the feet. Irene Aldana can crack. You know that. I think stylistically that's a fun rematch. That's one I definitely tune into.
Yeah, it's just I don't like the Aspen Ladd fight. I'm going to be honest. That fight, like, Aspen needs to be at 145 always. She's not going to make weight at 135. She did say she had some, women's issues there on that last weight cut. But, I mean, this isn't the first time she struggled to make weight so many times.
Problem is, though, is they might be cutting that division. So if they're cutting that division, it's like, what are you going to do?
Well, they need to sign fucking Kayla Harrison before they do that because everyone wants to see that shit.
But who knows? Kayla wants paid, though, and the UFC ain't going to pay her. Yeah. That's the problem. Bellator will.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it's really like Kuznetskaya is not going to happen. She's pregnant. Juliana Pena's fighting for the belt. It's Irene Aldana, Holly Holm, or Duran Duran. I mean, it's the only matchups to make. And you could have said the same thing, vice versa. Tate wins this fight. So I enjoyed the card overall. Yeah. It was a good card. It was a great fight. It's just, did it tickle my pickle like the last 3 weeks? No, it definitely wasn't the same as far as that is concerned. It wasn't a bad card though. So let's talk about Tate's future. Obviously, we talked a little bit about Ketlen's future. Where do we see Miesha Tate now in this bantamweight division? Do you think like a matchup between a girl like Raquel Pennington at 9 or Sarah Meatball McMahon at 10? I mean, what are you thinking here? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, she's a big name. She's probably one of the second or third biggest name in this entire division, regardless of whatever name.
My apologies to Sarah McMahon. That's Molly McMahon.
That's what I thought. I was like Meatball. I don't think that's Meatball.
My apologies, Sarah.
Yeah, shout out to Ignorant MMA. I want the rematch. She's definitely more composed. I want it 5 rounds, Aldana by KO. Again, that'd be a fantastic 5-round main event.
Yes, I would.
Absolutely. I'd pay money for that. Miesha Tate, she took a lot of damage last night. She's going to have to take 6 months off. Let's see what happens. Let's see, she's going to go home. She's going to be with her kids and her family. Would I be shocked if she goes, hey, maybe it's time to hang it up again? My run's over? Yeah. I don't think so. Would I be shocked if that happens? No. Is that going to happen? I would bet money probably not. She seems real motivated, and she's in fantastic shape, and she was landing big shots against a fantastic bantamweight in Caitlin Vera last night. So she's still very, very competitive at this age. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, man. That's really a toss-up for me. I mean, for or against anybody. I'd love to see the Holly Holm rematch. Why the fuck not? Holly Holm's not fighting for a belt anytime soon. I know she's number 2 in the world, but
right.
Why not? Let's do fun fights like that. Let's give her drained her enemy.
Well, you have to do fun fights when the champ's so dominant that it's like, okay, anyone but Amanda.
Yes.
Right? And then whoever goes on a fun 2-3 fight win streak, I guess, gets a shot at Amanda again. And only to get beat the piss out.
And people will probably complain about that. Like if they make that matchup, like Caitlin, if they Caitlin Vieira, like you could do Caitlin Vieira, Dream or Randomly, you could do Holly Holm, Miesha Tate. And like people will complain about that, like Miesha Tate fight number 2 in the world. She just got pieced up by Caitlin Vieira, who's just right above her. That's disrespectful. Blah blah blah. It's like no, she's a fucking name, and that fight sells anywhere. You can make that main event anywhere in the world. Like, that's a big fight. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think only time will really tell with Miesha Tate. And, shout out to her for putting on a fantastic performance last night. Yeah,
I do definitely think she lost that fight, but it was a good, entertaining fight. Good 5-round fight. Girls went out there and put everything out there on the line. It was a good fight. Let's talk about this co-main event. Michael Kiesa versus Sean Brady.
Church coin first.
Oh, yeah. Church coin.
So we went to the bar last night. We made some stupid decisions.
Yep.
I changed my pick from Vieira to Tate. I just kept it the same church coin. I put 1,000 on Tate. They were doing that. And obviously I lost that one there. Gibbs took Tate as well. He had 2,500 church coin on there. Lost it. And my guy, would you like to say what you did?
Yeah, I had 6,679 church coin on Tate and lost every single one of those.
Why did you have that much?
Because my stupid ass went all in at the bar. I was like, all in on Tate. It's going to win.
She's going to dominate.
I'm
feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. Whenever I'm feeling it, I'm just going to go opposite of what I feel because, and I'm just trying to catch up. I'm trying to play catch up right now because I still have to subtract 8,000 church coin. So realistically, after this week, I have 1,000 church coin because I had to buy a Patreon subscriber some merch because I had to buy back in with the church coin. It's been a fucking mess.
And you were dominating 90% of the year, too.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
The whole year, and then I just fell apart. It was UFC 267. All 6 fights that I picked were wrong on that card. That one really fucked me. So that's fun. Yeah. But
I need to get the world's smallest violin sound on the board. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right, now let's move on to the co-main event. Sean Brady, Michael Kiesa. Dude, this was a fantastic fight.
Well, not just fantastic fight, but also a very impressive performance from Sean Brady. We went in talking about this in the breakdown in our last episode about just how good Michael Kiesa Jiu-Jitsu is. And I said, but Vicente Luque also submitted Kiesa. And we know Sean Brady is a bona fide black belt.
And I completely underplayed that. Like, yeah. It was biased. I'm just going to be honest. I was very biased when in that breakdown. I'm a huge fan of Kiesa. He's a local boy.
We're fans. We're not professionals. So, we can be biased.
And we know that Sean Brady is an elite Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, and he just proved it. I mean, that was literally, like, if you're going to take who's the best Jiu-Jitsu guy in the welterweight division right now, other than, like, a Damian Maia, you're going to have to mention guys like Gilbert Burns, guys like Michael Kiesa, and now guys like Sean Brady, dude, because that was dominant and suffocating on the ground.
Well, in just the way he got his back, the way he was throwing in that body lock, like it was so hard for Kiesa to get out. Kiesa was trying everything possible, but man, is Sean Brady strong on the ground. To be able to keep Kiesa down like that. And this was one of those fights, too, that was was so back and forth. And when I say back and forth, I mean more so like where in that third round in the last minute, right? Sean Brady's dominating that third round. And then Kiesa finally gets out and he starts throwing strikes. And Sean Brady at this point is so tired that I thought Kiesa might have finished that fight. It was so close. I think if he would have had another 30 seconds, I think he potentially could have because Brady was exhausted.
Yeah, and shout out to his corner because his corner straight up told Kiesa, hey, you might be down 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You're going to have to unload in this one.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he fucking did, dude. Those combinations he was hitting fucking Brady with was legit. Like, those are hard punches. So shout out to Brady's chin for holding up there because even one of those would flatline me.
Well, yeah, and I think too. I think I was so impressed with Kiesa striking too.
Yeah,
it looked really clean and crisp. He was getting those shots in, throwing that jab and that straight really well. But Brady, dude, he's just good everywhere. This guy is a true embodiment of a mixed martial artist. Mm-hmm. Like he's just good on the ground. He's good on the feet. He's good everywhere. That's why this guy is 15-0 right now.
Yeah, and the tattoos? Are you shitting me? The dude's gonna have a
he
full
wants a
body
Japanese
fucking bodysuit.
Yeah,
Jeez.
well, I think that's what they were saying on the broadcast is that he wants a Japanese bodysuit.
That guy's a savage,
pretty
bro.
sick.
Like, guys, you see that guy at the bar, he's definitely not one you fuck with. But you see Ryan Hall at the bar, you're like, I'm gonna push that motherfucker around. And then either way, you're fucking your knee gets snapped in half.
Yeah, not a good time. I got to bring up Ignorant MMA here because I totally agree. I love this matchup. Sean Brady versus Vicente Luque is the fight to make.
Absolutely.
I totally agree, especially on this win streak now that Sean Brady's on, being 15-0, has been absolutely dominant in this in the UFC, the greatest organization in the world. I definitely think that's the matchup to make. Vicente Luque, who's been on a streak as well. I mean, let's look at Vicente Luque after losing back in 2018. Are we down on YouTube?
No, just on OBS.
Oh yeah, we're out.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
Cameras go down. Technical difficulties, guys.
Yeah, we're down on everything. Can you guys still hear us? Did we unplug anything?
It says we're still live.
Yeah, it says we're still live.
I don't see anything unplugged.
Technical difficulties, guys. Give us just a minute. So what happened was the board came unplugged. Luckily, our audio is up.
Okay, we're still up.
That was close. Yeah,
All
just
right.
watch your feet there, my guy.
Hello, everyone on YouTube. We're still
Sorry
here.
about that. Technical difficulties.
There we go.
Cameras went out for a second, but we're back. We are back.
Okay.
Anyways, as you were saying, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady is, yeah. I mean, if Gilbert Burns is fighting fucking Khamzat Chimaev, that's the fight to make. Even though Vicente Luque is like one fight away from a title shot, so I don't see him saying yes to that because Sean Brady's what he might be 7 now, 6.
Yeah,
8?
I would say 7 or 6 because I want to say Kiesa after this or before this fight was 8. Was he 8? Let me see. Kiesa was 6.
Yeah, I don't think Vicente Luque says yes. That's my problem. Is I think he's waiting for a number one contender fight, and he absolutely deserves one. But I mean, who's going to say yes to that?
Right. So let's talk about that. Because Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is matched up against Bilal Muhammad
that's the
right
fight.
now.
That's the fight. I think the winner of that fight takes on Sean Brady.
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
I think Sean Brady said that in the post fight interview. He said he kind of wants the winner of that matchup.
Okay.
And DC was trying in the octagon. He's like, hey man, just say a name. Oh, I'm not that type of guy. Hey, come on, bro. Be that fucking type of guy.
Be that guy.
You have to. You have to sell your own fight because if you get hype behind that and the people go on Twitter and go, oh my God, please make this matchup, Dana's probably going to say yes. Nope. No offense to you, Sean Brady, but seriously, bro, like you gotta
call someone out.
You gotta call someone out, guys. Like that's a missed opportunity. That's how you break into the casuals' names, bro. That's how you get your name out there in front of people that don't fucking care about you. You gotta talk shit sometimes. You gotta get out there, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, okay, Kiesa now.
Yeah.
Who does he fight next?
Because, unfortunately,
that was 14.
Right, it was 14, and this was a second loss from a low, obviously getting submitted by Vicente Luque not too long ago. He's kind of in a tough spot now, I think, in this welterweight division. Losing to number 14. Granted, let's give a little props to Sean Brady. Probably should have been ranked higher, and I think after this fight, we'll definitely be ranked higher now. I think Sean Brady, call me fucking crazy, bro. I think he's a top 5 guy.
I think so as well.
He just beat 6.
Yes, I think
He's
so as well.
Still undefeated, man. You know what matchup I'd love? You're going to hate this, and no one will like it. Everyone's going to blow up in the chats being like, that's a stupid matchup. You're a fucking idiot.
Wait, for Sean Brady or
Yep,
Kiesa?
for Sean Brady. I'm going back to Sean Brady because, dude, this would be fireworks. Sean Brady versus Khamzat Chimaev at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Give that fight to me, man.
I agree.
Just with how good Sean Brady and how well-rounded he is. Like, if Khamzat takes him down, Sean Brady is going to work. Well, yeah, but still, Sean Brady's going to at least be able to work off his back better than most guys.
Maybe.
His jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, bro. I'm telling you, that's a fucking matchup right there.
You would rather see that more than Gilbert Burns, though? Because
No. Of course, I'd rather see Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that fight? However, for me, I think that's a great matchup. If Gilbert Burns ends up not taking that fight, that's a fight you can have in January. That's when you could do for UFC 270. That'd be fucking fireworks, man. I'd love it.
I love it as well. It's looking like Gilbert Burns wants the Khamzat fight. He's saying, hey, man, like, this is who I got to fight to get my fucking name back into the title shot contention. Like, this is what I got to do. This guy's got the most hype in the division. Let's see what happens. I'd love to test my skills against him. Shout out to fucking Gilbert Burns being a goddamn gangster, bro. Yeah. That's some gangster shit. Nobody wants that man. Like, let's be real. Nobody's going to want that man. If you say, hey, Sean Brady, you want to take on Khamzat Chimaev, you know what Sean Brady's going to say? You know, he doesn't deserve to fight me. I beat a top 5 guy, and he hasn't, blah, blah, blah. But everyone's going to be fucking saying that. I think he would, dude. I think he would.
That's a lot. That's very assumptuous of you.
I think he would. I'm just saying that right now. I don't think anybody in this division, other than someone who's fucking crazy like Gilbert Burns, or I guess Bilal Muhammad and Neil Magney were calling him out too. But still, it's like I don't think anybody's going to want that fight.
I'm going to have to disagree there because Sean Brady is not the kind of guy to call someone out, which tells me based on that he would just fight anyone. Anyone in the UFC calls him up and says, hey, we got a fight for you, co-main, Khamzat Chimaev, what do you think? The guy's undefeated. Like, you can't tell me an undefeated guy. Think about that. He's never tasted defeat. He's never tasted defeat the same way Khamzat Chimaev has never tasted defeat. Dude, if I'm undefeated, if I'm 15-0, I'm in the UFC, there ain't no guy that I'm fucking scared of.
Here's the problem with that matchup is they're both undefeated. Would you rather kill an undefeated guy? Let me finish.
Okay,
Let me finish. Would you rather kill an undefeated guy's record for a fucking co-main event on a fucking pay-per-view, or would you rather make that a title fight one day? Because that's potentially a fantastic title fight that could happen. Yeah. Khamzat Chimaev smashes Gilbert Burns, gets a title shot. Khamzat Chimaev smashes Usman, the greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time. I'm not saying that's what happens, but let's say hypothetically this is the crazy world that happens. And then Sean Brady smashes fucking Vicente Luque or whoever the fuck they smash in front of him. That's an undefeated versus undefeated phenom for a title fight. That's what you got to do if you're UFC. You're going to make sure these guys don't fight each other until they're fucking fighting for a belt.
No, I don't not like that either. I think that's fair and fine. All I'm saying is that matchup is fun. I don't care if we get it 6 months from now or 4 years from now. That's a matchup that I think will inevitably happen one day in the UFC. I really think we're going to see Chimaev versus Brady.
I'd love to. It's got to be for a title, though. Like, when you have 2 undefeated phenoms in a division, you try to fucking set that up. Look at Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're going to try and do. I mean, that's what I would try to do if I was a matchmaker. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Sean Brady's future. Like Michael Kiesa, we got to talk about him though, because he's now on a 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
He was essentially on the verge of like a fucking title shot.
He was.
And then Vicente Luque happened, and now Sean Brady happened. What do we do with Kiesa? Ignorant MMA says Bilal Muhammad versus Kiesa for the best of the desk. I like that. It's a good one. Winner fights Felder in kickboxing because of size advantage. Oh, okay, my guy.
Brutal.
I'd love to see it. Fuck it. Why not? I like it, Ignorant. You're onto something here.
You know who I like? And they might have fought before. And I think they might have actually like 2 years ago. Maybe not. Michael Kiesa versus Neil Magney.
They did fight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I thought they did, but yeah. I'm looking through. Was it in 2020? Wasn't it in
No, I think it was 2019, wasn't it?
No, he only fought Diego Sanchez in 2019.
It had to have been 2020. Did that not happen?
I don't think that matchup happened. No, I'm all the way back in 17 now. I'm in 16. He fought Beneil Dariush. 15.
Okay. No, I guess it never happened. He's been calling out Neil Magny for a long time, though. He wants that fight, so maybe that's why I was thinking it was happening. Because that's a.
Oh no, he did. He did. January 20th of this year.
Yeah, that's what I figured. They fought. I mean, I figured they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's in a tough position. So who's a guy he hasn't fought? Because that's essentially who we're going to be talking about. I mean, you don't do Khamzat Chimaev.
No.
Jeff Hands of Steel Neal.
Yeah, I mean
Santiago Ponzinibbio.
That's a rough matchup. Ponzinibbio is a great matchup. That's the one that should be. Yep, absolutely.
Li Jingliang coming off that loss to Hamzat.
Yep.
I mean,
I
there's
also like
matchups
that
you can
matchup,
make.
yeah.
I like Kiesa. I think
he still stays in the top 15.
I think he stays in the top 15. He needs to because he is an elite welterweight. He's a big motherfucker. Like, I can't believe that guy used to fight to 155, man.
Well,
it's crazy.
Neil versus Ponzinibbio is on that December 11th card, too. UFC 269. I cannot fucking
That's a
wait
fight?
for that. Yeah, that's on 269, bro.
Oh,
that's a
shit.
banger of a card.
I love that fucking fight, bro. I love that fight. Let's go. But let's move on to Church Coin. We both took Brady. I put 1,000 Church Coin on him, gave me a return of 667 Church Coin. Gids took Kiesa, had 1,000 on him, lost that one.
Yep, I put 3,000 on Brady, got a return of 2,000 there, Church Coin, so yep.
I'm going to fuck your name up, my guy.
Liege
Fee. We saw your chat earlier about the Hamzat and Jack. We will be talking about that in MMA news. But Liege Fee, Kiesa dominated Magney on the ground for 5 rounds. Yeah, I figured he did. I'm pretty sure that happened. That's why I never want to see Magney versus Hamzat. That will be a murder. Yeah, it doesn't get out of the first round.
No, definitely doesn't. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. Become a member of the congregation of the Church of MMA, my guy. Thanks for showing up in the chats.
All right, Joanne Wood versus Talia Santos. Ooh, Santos has got fucking power, bro. And we were saying this in the preview show, man. This chick is a legit contender at 125 pounds, and she proved it by... I mean, she didn't flatline her, but fuck, man. When she dropped her twice and then was beating her ass on the ground before she sank that rear naked choke in, that was scary.
And Joanne Wood, not
It's
Calder
very
Wood
tough.
anymore. She's tough, but she's also a great striker herself. You know, obviously there's levels, and I'm not saying she's as good as Valentina Shevchenko. Come on, everyone. But she's a great striker, man. Like, she's really good. But Talia Santos, bro.
The power is real.
The power and the combinations were landing. That right hand just clipped her twice. And then she comes in when Joanne's on the cage and just hits her with a 3-piece and a soda. It was wild.
The hammer fist, bro,
yeah.
it was fucking so much. It was deadly.
And then to get that rear naked choke in the first round, man, Santos is no joke. I'm getting excited for that Valentina matchup with her because I think at this point, dude, like she's been so dominant. She's 19-1, and the one fight she did lose was via split decision. A very close fight, man. She could still very well be undefeated right now as a mixed martial artist, but I absolutely love that. What do you think? Do you want to see now? Do you want to see Talia Santos fight a #1 contender to potentially get that shot?
Yes, Jessica Andrade, Caitlin Kukagian, Lauren Murphy, Jennifer Maia, line them the fuck up because any of those matchups work, and that's a #1 contender fight. If Santos wins, if the other person wins, then okay. As much as I don't want to see Murphy versus Valentina too, I mean, eventually that might have to fucking happen. Jessica Andrade, Valentina too is a little more interesting, but I mean, Valentina's Valentina. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
They're all going to get smashed by her until she retires, which, that day might come sooner than people think, I think.
What?
Valentina's retirement. I mean, eventually you just get bored.
You get bored because you're just so good.
Yeah. And it's like, and if they never make that Amanda Nunes rematch, it's like, what the fuck am I here for? Like, I'm just going to get a million fucking times. Unless she's like, okay, this is legacy now at this point, and I just want to have 70 rubies on my fucking belt.
Right. Well, I think she's like one away from just completely filling up the belt already.
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 or something like that. It's crazy.
It's just insane.
It's crazy.
But, Talia Santos sitting at number 10, just beat number 5, Joanne Wood. So it's so weird not calling her Calder Wood anymore, just calling her Wood, but it is what it is. So she's number 5, just defeated number 5 here. I mean, she's got to get either a #1 contender or the next shot because I don't think Valentina Shevchenko is lined up for another title shot. I just throwing Santos, bro. I mean, because Valentina Shevchenko has fought every one of these girls, some of them twice. And like they've all been unsuccessful. This girl's 19-1, a hot prospect in the UFC. I think she's won 4 or 5 fights in a row in the UFC alone. I think it's time, man. Just throw her to Valentina.
Give her a Jessica Andrade fight, dude. Just give her the #1 contender fight.
Okay, that's fair.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we'll do a #1 contender, and then the winner of that takes on Valentina because Santos didn't take any damage, so realistically, she could fight in February or March.
Are you sure? Like, and Andrade versus Santos, like that's a banger.
Oh fuck, dude! I'm so excited for that. That could be a main event on a fight night, and I'd be stoked for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a banger of all bangers right there. And Valentina, she smashes her. I'm just gonna say right now, she smashes everybody.
Well, and that's fine, but I think it's
we just need new names, right?
Yeah, we just need fresh blood,
Yeah,
for the sacrifice.
Yeah. The blood sacrifice. It's so fucking true, man. It's like we're just like sending people off to a fucking demon that's just never gonna lose,
bro. It's the same thing with Amanda Nunes. It's just like there's levels to this. Andre, shout out. He says, "Sup, fellas? What's up, man? If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, my guy. Welcome to the congregation of the Church of MMA.
Yeah, Aunt W might as well just put Santos in with Valentina. There's no other interesting matchup. Let's just give her one more. I think a number one contender fight is it's very worthy in my opinion.
Yeah, Aunt W, I agree with that, bro. I'd be fine with that. I know Tabor's a little bit more like number one contender, which I'm also okay with. But I'm cool with just throwing her right to the wolves, man, or right to the wolf.
God, just sending her right out in a body bag. I love it. Shout out to you, Cosmic. She shouldn't have tapped. 10 seconds left. So heartbreaking. Yeah. It is what it is, though. She probably would have gone to sleep. Like, let's be real. In 10 seconds.
This is an interesting question from Joseph Bellotti. Did Tate overlook Vieira?
No.
I don't think she did either. I think it's an interesting question. I mean, maybe depending on who you ask, but I think she took Vieira very seriously. Vieira's a big girl, too, bro. Big girl for bantamweight. Obviously had the size advantage, had the power advantage. So, no, I definitely don't think she overlooked her, but, she just fell a little short,
Yeah. Ignorant MMA, the artist formerly known as Calderwood, needs a break. That was pretty savage.
You want Murphy versus Santos?
I like that. I like that as well. That could be a number one contender fight. If Jessica Andrade or Chukagian say no,
I honestly think Santos dominates that fight against Lauren Murphy.
I think so as well.
I really do. Like, again, the only matchup I want to see for Santos, if it's not Valentina Shevchenko, is Andrade. Just what you said.
Or Chukagian. Chukagian be a good fight too.
That's actually fair. Yeah. Chukagian's really a great striker
and undervalued. I think a lot of people don't talk about her, but she's a very, very fucking technical striker in this division as well. So any of those matchups are good with me. So it's Cosmic. So then go to sleep. This is the UFC, baby. Fuck yeah.
What?
America, fuck yeah. Yeah, just go to fucking sleep. That's how we do it here. I love it.
I'm confused of the reference.
He's talking about how she tapped with 10 seconds left.
Oh,
yeah. It's off the rails today. I fucking love it.
I know it's one of those shows that we're just gonna be a little wild because there's not a whole lot to talk about, and that button doesn't even make any fucking sense because Santos is Brazilian.
I know, so it is what it is.
Whatever, it is what it is.
All right, let's move on to Church Coin picks. We all took Santos. I think we all saw that the hype was real, and we just kind of we knew the power was there. Like we've seen it in the past, and she's a very, very dangerous girl in this division. So I put 500 Church Coin on her, gave me a return of 167. Gids also put 500 Church Coin on her, gave me the same return of 167.
Yeah, I put 300 on her. I was going a little heavy on the co-main and main, but I probably should have just laid the house on her because, man, she looks good. Andre just asked, what's next for Sean Brady, boys? Just fast forward a little bit. We actually just went over Sean Brady and all that, what we think would be next for him. We won't hash that out again.
Luke A essentially is what.
Yeah, Luke A is a great matchup. I think that makes complete and utter sense.
Yep. All right, moving on to the next fight. Ronnie Yaha versus Kyung Ho Kang. I enjoy fights like these. I know people are like, oh, it's just fucking boring, bro. It's fucking boring. Stand him up. Stand him up.
It was one of the most entertaining fights on this card, in my opinion. I mean, because Kong looked great that first round, was dominating on the feet. But bro, when Yaha gets you on the ground,
it's over. It's like
scary.
You don't get back up a lot of the times, which is so impressive that Kong got up in the first and then was piecing him up from there. Almost he knocked him down, and even fucking DC was like, dude, you're just stop kicking him in the leg like that. You're letting him recover. He's wobbled. He's hurt because you landed a beautiful right hand there. Let him get back up, and it was almost a little bit too late when he did get back up because Yaha, credit to him for recovering there.
Bro, those jiu-jitsu scrambles are fucking nuts from him. He is so good. And the way he can just manage an opponent and just keep them down. I mean, just how crafty he is with his legs alone. When he's in that compromised position with his arm and he's just wrapping his legs around. Like, it's fucking beautiful, dude. His jiu-jitsu is off the charts.
It really is. It really is.
At 37, too, to have that kind of cardio to last 3 strong rounds like that. I was so impressed, man.
Yeah, I love watching this man fight. Like, the jiu-jitsu is on another level with a lot of different people. Like, you don't see a lot of people pulling guard. Like, this man will literally fucking pull guard and submit you.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Well,
he's beautiful fighting off his back.
He'll set up a submission attempt just to get top position, like that headlock he had, that choke, and he just did that to get a better position, and then transitioned off that to his back. And I was like, dude, this is so smooth and seamless. It's like he does it all the time. Even that trip up against the fence where he was just step and then just trips him, and it's like bread on butter, man, or butter on bread, dude. I'm just like, holy shit, it's just so smooth. It's smooth, like it's effortless. His jiu-jitsu is off the charts, man. I know I keep saying that, but I was just so impressed.
Can we get him versus fucking Sugar Sean O'Malley and just...
Oh, God. Please, yes. That'd be so
He'd
much
get
fun.
pieced the fuck up. But you know what? It tests Sugar's jiu-jitsu. He says he's so
but
fucking...
tapping out doesn't count as a loss, right?
Yeah, that's true.
No,
that's very
tapping
true.
out, and if you get compromised in a fight, that doesn't count. So I don't think you can lose if you're Sugar Sean O'Malley. It's a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful thing. Still undefeated.
Must be nice being undefeated. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, I don't give a fuck who Yaha fights. Let's just be real. I don't see him breaking into the top 15 at this age. I mean, the man's 37. He looks fantastic on the ground, I know, and he's still in great shape, too. But, I mean, he's getting out of his prime, man. So who knows what really happens here.
And Kang, the way his striking looked great, but the problem was anytime Yaha got a hold of him, it was over for that round. I think Kang won the first round.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But the second and third was all Yaha, man. Anytime he got him down, there's no way he was coming up.
Ignorant MMA, Yaha versus Frankie Edgar. Oh, man.
You know what?
Frankie.
Actually,
That'd be a
I
great
like that
fight.
better for Frankie than a lot of other matchups because, Yaha and him, it'll be a lot of jiu-jitsu scrambles and whatnot. And I kind of like that more than seeing my guy, Frankie Edgar, get knocked out again. I just hate it. I hate it. But a jiu-jitsu matchup, I think, would be fantastic. I would actually like to see this. I would actually like to see that. Call me crazy. That's actually a good matchup.
Yeah, I actually agree. Whether Yaha deserves that fight, probably no. Like Frankie Edgar's a massive name and he's a big number, so I don't think that's going to ever happen. But it would be an interesting matchup.
It would. Sure. I think it'd be a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah, it would. It would. And I'd rather see Frankie Edgar's knee get rearranged than him getting flatlined.
Yeah,
like
bro.
That, so.
I can't see my boy Frankie get knocked out like that anymore. It pains me.
Yeah.
And they've been vicious knockouts, bro. A flying knee, a fucking front kick. I'm just like, ugh. I hate seeing it.
Yep.
To a legend.
Yep.
So sad.
NW, they're gonna feed Edgar to Sean. I hope not.
Bro, no. Bro, he's got a Paiva coming up. That's a fucking tough fight for Sugar Sean O'Malley, man. That's gonna be a banger. He's just coming off that win against Kyler Phillips. A phenomenal performance there. I'm very much looking forward to that. That should be UFC 269, right? That's December 11th. Is Sugar Sean on that card?
Sugar Sean versus Paiva.
Paiva, yeah.
On December 11th. So I can't wait for that. And Sugar Sean actually called out the winner of this next fight. So let's get into our church coin picks. Yaha, I put 500 church coin on and gave me a return of 455. This was a pick'em fight essentially here. You went first on the show. You were like, "I'm all in on Kang."
Yeah,
thank God you changed that shit.
Yeah. Kang looked good that first round. I thought he was going to finish Yaha in that first, but testament to how good Yaha is and his chin, his determination. I put 500 church coin on Kang and lost.
Yep. So Gids also took Yaha. I put 500 church coin on him. Gave him the same return as me, 455 church coin. Let's go on to the last fight, or the first fight on the card, depending on whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever way you watch the card.
This had to win fight of the night, right? Bro, this was a fucking bang.
Oh, no, this was awesome. This was a phenomenal fight.
Phenomenal fight. Davey Grant is so fucking tough, dude. And he was landing, he was literally taking shots to land his own. The crisp, clean boxing of Yanez, though. Like, this kid... He needs a top 15 matchup.
He
needs one. He's fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Like the footwork, the head movement, everything was so clean. He was getting hit with shots, but he was winning the exchanges. I don't know how else to put it. Yes, Davey Grant was landing shots. I disagreed with it. That judge that gave him all 3 rounds. That was a 30-27, I think.
On one judge's scorecard, yes.
That was the one for Grant. So that judge that gave Grant the fucking fight thought he won every round. Yeah. What are you smoking, my guy? I did not see that.
Well, and did you see it was lipped because he didn't have a mic on him or anything, but Giannis goes, that's a fucking split decision? Or this is a fucking split decision? And I was thinking, there's no way. Are they really not going to give this to Giannis? Are they really going to screw him? But luckily, the right decision was made. I don't know where the judge.
I don't know how he saw 3 rounds. If you want to give Davey 2 rounds,
sure,
make an argument. That's fine. I didn't see it. I did think I thought he, maybe. It's hard to say. To be honest, it's hard to say. I almost thought Yanez won all 3.
Well, see, yeah, I could have definitely seen 30-27 for Yanez. I was very confused. I wonder if that judge was overvaluing takedowns or something. Like, I just don't understand what he saw to give Davey Grant all 3 rounds. I mean, a great fight.
It was a very competitive fight.
Yeah, it was a competitive fight. It was a good fight. And I want to take nothing away from these guys. But at the same time, like when I heard that scorecard, I go, what is this guy smoking?
Yeah.
These judges, man, it's just like they got to be held accountable. The same way, referees are. Like when Herb Dean screwed up last week, Herb Dean's in the news. Why are all these judges anonymous? Why don't we ever get pictures of them so we can like hold them accountable, hold their feet to the fire when they make egregious calls like this? Like that's something I'll just never understand. It's so fucking irritating, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But
it is what it is.
At least the right guy won.
Yeah,
and this man needs a top 15 matchup, dude.
Well, I mean, since his Dana White Contender Series win, he has now won 5 fights in a row. So at some point, top 15, right?
No,
you have to.
It's the only fucking fights. It's the only thing to make. I mean, literally, Sugar Sean O'Malley said, feed him to me. And then, of course, the true bantamweight champion of the world, Aljamain Sterling, chimed in on Sugar Sean's Twitter and went, who are you trying to fight, champ? And he goes, Yanez, champ. Okay. Like, Sugar, like, if you beat Paiva, why the fuck wouldn't you want, like, someone better?
Yeah.
You want to fight an unranked guy? This guy's a fucking clown, bro. I'm telling you.
He's a bit of a turd. Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Yanez had a human being growing out of his ear. Oh my god, dude, that cauliflower ear.
Dude, that thing was swollen.
Disgusting.
Shit. Yeah,
disgusting, bro. I was like, that thing's gonna explode at any fucking second, and I hope it happens on camera.
That would have been cool. I would have enjoyed that.
Absolutely, but realistically, I mean, as much as I'd love to see like Yanez fight Sugar Sean O'Malley, that's actually a fantastic fucking matchup. Is it realistic? No. Is it gonna happen? No. Who do we give Yanez? I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
Frankie Edgar.
Oh, man. No, don't do it to him.
Don't do it.
How about this? Rafael Santos. You got Song Yadong just coming off that win just last week.
Song Yadong.
That's a great matchup there. That's number 14, too, in the world. Cody Stamen would be another good matchup. I don't want to see like Marlon Chito Vera. I think Vera, after his very impressive wins, deserves to move up and fight, someone like Dominic Cruz or something. But I
actually really like the Assunção fight. Assunção hasn't fought in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a little while, man.
Like, is this man even fighting anymore? Like, he's fucking been in the rankings for this long. I don't think he's fought like the last 2 years.
No, his last fight was June 6, 2020, and that was against Garbrandt. Garbrandt got that win.
Yes. His last fight. Yeah, and Garbrandt knocked him out. I remember that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a very long time. Yes.
Remember that last second KO where that was one of the best knockouts that year if it wasn't for...
Dude, that was when he was up against the fence and as hard as he fucking can, zero
technique,
fucking just blazered him. It was amazing. That was a great
He's probably
knockout.
Still recovering from that knockout.
Dude, I'd be dead. Yeah. Like, I would have died that night. It is what it is, but... I like that matchup. Assunção versus Yanez make the fight. Like, that's a great fucking fight. And if Assunção takes it down to the ground, we see Yanez's jiu-jitsu and test that right there. I'd love it. I absolutely love that matchup. Yeah, or Song Yadong. I like that too.
Yep.
Song Yadong, who did he just beat again? Who he beat last night? Last week?
Julio Arce.
That's right, Julio Arce. That was a great fucking fight too. Song Yadong might want a bigger matchup, like a Marlon Moraes, like a Pedro Munoz. Yep. Maybe a Cody Garbrandt or something like that. Oh, Cody Garbrandt's at 125 now. Never mind. Ant W. Frankie needs time off. I say give him Marlon, win or get cut. Fight for Marlon. Also a big name for Yanez to get a win over. You know what, dude? That's probably the way they go. Marlon Moraes versus Adrian Yanez. Marlon Moraes loses, he's done.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for the former fucking champ. Dude.
That's what the UFC does, though, man. They feed, hey, you're on a fucking 4-fight losing streak. Here's an up-and-coming phenom who's knocking everybody the fuck out and just went to war with a very competitive fucking Brit fighter. Here you go.
Could you imagine that pressure, though, as a fighter? From being on the top of the world to literally being like, hey, one more and you're done. Just so fast. I mean, that's how dog-eat-dog this sport is, man.
It is what it is, man. That's what they do. That is what they do here in the UFC. So I love that matchup as well. Anybody. I'm very excited for Yanez's future. Let's go to Church Coin picks. I took Grant. I thought Davey was going to take him down. Didn't end up happening there. So I lost 500 Church Coin. Gids took 1,500 Church Coin on Yanez and got a return of 577. You also took Yanez. You put 2,600 Church Coin on him for a return of 1,000 Church Coin.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. I think it's MMA news time. Let's start with the Hamza stuff.
All right, let's do it.
Did you see any of the highlights?
No.
I saw like one little highlight. I didn't really care. Like, it's a wrestling match. Like, you know, as interesting as it is like unless they're throwing fisticuffs, like it just doesn't entertain me like that. But essentially, fucking Hamzat just fucking ragdolled Jack Hermanson.
Are you serious?
He ragdolled him, dude. I saw one highlight. It was like the easiest takedown I've ever seen. Just fucking threw him straight down to the ground. Was ready to fuck him up. If they were throwing hands, I think Hermanson would have been finished in the first round, bro. Hamzat is scary.
Yeah,
that man is fucking terrifying. Like I seriously think like nobody would be able to compete with this man on the ground. Like. You have to give him like top level jiu-jitsu guys, the top level. And that's what Jack Hermanson is. He is a very, very good wrestler. Very, very good jiu-jitsu guy in the middleweight division.
Yeah.
And Hamzat made him look small and dominated him on the ground.
It's so impressive. It's such a testament to just how special Hamzat Chimaev is, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy. I don't want to say it right now. I can't do it because my boy, Bud Usman. But holy shit, I am so intrigued by that matchup. Him versus Usman. I would love to see how that goes down, man. I know he's got to get through Gilbert Burns first, and I'm getting ahead of myself. I understand, everyone. I get it. But how can you not look at Hamzat Chimaev and get hyped?
Dude, the potential's there, bro.
Yeah, how can you not look at that and see all the potential of one of the greatest potential title fights in the history of the sport? I mean, this guy is special. He's on another level, and I'm looking forward to this man's future. And the fact that he's able to ragdoll Jack Hermanson, you know, again, Jack Hermanson's not known for standing and banging, man. He's a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And the fact that Hamzat's able to dominate him, that's just wild, man, especially as a middleweight.
I'm telling you, dude, this man's is potential double champ in the making, bro. I think he could dominate fucking anybody at any weight class right now. Maybe.
Holy
it's just crazy.
Shit. You know what else I was thinking? With Hamzat Chimaev, because Usman and Izzy said they're not going to fight each other, right? What if, and this is a big what if, everyone. So I know, hold the phone, but we do theories here because this is a fight fan podcast. Hamzat wins the welterweight belt and says, fuck it, goes up to middleweight, fights Izzy, and wins that belt, too.
That's what I think could
happen,
be looking
bro. At a double champ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Again, it's Usman. I think Usman is pound for pound greatest fighter in the UFC. I think it's a very tough matchup, but it's one I absolutely have to see one day. We got to see that, man, because you know Hamzat is game to move up right away.
Oh, yes.
As soon as he wins that welterweight belt, you know he would be calling out Izzy right away.
The fact this man doesn't have a fight regardless of weight class right now tells me that people are turning him down.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Hamzat, though, and I've said this once, and I'll say it again on this podcast. I want him to focus in one division. I want him to fight for a belt, potentially win that belt, and then try to pursue a second belt. I know you disagree. But I cannot see this guy go and fight one in welterweight, one in middleweight, one in welterweight, one in middleweight. It's just going to take longer to get an actual title shot. And I want success for Hamzat, and I want him to accomplish one thing first. Because here's the thing. You win that welterweight belt, you can call out the middleweight champ right away. Like right away, and that fight sells. Especially, like, imagine if Hamzat went in there and fucking ragdoll Usman, something we have never seen before in Usman's career. Ragdolls him, beats the piss out of him, TKOs him. It doesn't matter.
Well, if I'm Izzy, I'm saying fucking no.
Yeah.
You say no.
Well, I know, but you, as the new welterweight champ, you pressure that. You pressure that fight. You make Izzy say yes. Because, bro, his whole shtick is like, hey, I'm this guy. It don't matter anytime, anywhere. But if Hamzat's calling your name over and over and over again, you get in Twitter beef, and Izzy's ducking him, that's not a good look for Izzy at all. Izzy would be forced to take that fight. Call me crazy, man, but I really think he would. I think he would have to. There would be way too much pressure.
The Usman matchup's a rougher matchup for Hamzat, in my opinion, because of the wrestling background and all that. I'd favor Hamzat over Izzy right now.
Oh,
if they made that fight right now, Hamzat smashes Izzy. In my
think
opinion.
So. I think so.
It's Usman though, but Usman, like, you just don't know what's going to happen there. I think if Usman moves up to 185 pounds, I would favor Usman against Izzy right now. It's just that's my opinion. A lot of people think that's crazy.
Well, no, I actually agree with that take too. Yeah, I think Usman will win that fight.
Yeah, I think Usman is without a doubt the best fighter in the UFC right now.
Yeah.
But Hamzat Chimaev, like, I have to see it, please. UFC, give me the fucking Gilbert Burns fight already. Like, just make it right now. I need it tomorrow. Make a fucking fight. 0 fights on that card. Pay-per-view. I'll pay money for it.
I know. I would just pay $70 for that one fight.
Yes.
So just throw it on a one fight.
Just do it, please. Gilbert says he wants it. He says he'll take the fight. He says he knows this is the type of guy I need to beat to get my name back in title contention. Shout out to fucking Gilbert Burns for being a goddamn savage. I love it.
If this fight gets made, yeah, shout out to Gilbert Burns because no one else is taking it. And it's great stock. Like if Gilbert Burns goes out there, shocks the world, submits Hamza, he's got the case for the next shot.
Yes.
He really does. So it's a win-win for both these fighters.
Ignorant MMA, Chimaev versus Paulo Pasta, 205. Give it to me. Give it to me. Anybody. I'm telling you, dude. I want to see this man fight every other weekend, and he wants to as well. He wants to kill everybody.
Dude,
I'm getting fired up.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. He's got to win 1 belt before he can go win 3 belts.
Okay,
right?
I'm not saying he's gonna. I'm not saying he's gonna ragdoll fucking Glover Teixeira. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, can he ragdoll Paulo Pasta? You bet your fucking ass he can, bro. I'm telling you right now. This guy is a fucking savage. The fact he doesn't have a fight right now is actually pissing me off because just say yes, please. Someone say yes. He wants to fight every other week. And people are saying no. They're scared. They're running. Gilbert Burns is the only man other than Neil Magney and Bilal Muhammad. And I believe there was Vicente Luque might have said yes as well, that he would fight him. But we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know.
Ignorant MMA, Chimaev versus John. Let's make it happen. Why the hell not?
All right, let's
4 belts.
Let's
Four
relax.
belts.
Let's relax. Let's take it easy there.
Yeah.
Let's take it easy there.
Out
I
of
don't
all
know
the
about
guys
that
saying
one.
take it easy, it's you, which is hilarious. He's went on an epic rant.
Yeah, I love it. No, but I love this guy, dude. I really am. I'm a huge fan of Hamzat Chimaev. I want to see what's going to happen in his future because, like, I'm super excited, man. I'm just super excited to see what happens. All right. S. Dresden. Okay. Hamza is Jordan, Ali, Ray Robinson, and Tom Brady in their primes. Let's all enjoy the show. You know what, man?
At this point, I can't disagree.
The potential's there.
Yeah, the potential's
I'm
there.
not going to say he is Ali. I'm not going to say he is this guy. I'm not going to say he is the GSP right now. But the potential is without a fucking doubt there. Yeah. Chimaev versus Ngannou. Make it, Dana. Let's go. Let's go, Cosmo. You're absolutely right. I love it. God. I absolutely love it. Guys, before we get into this next little piece of Ant W, the loser of Colby versus George will be fed to Chimaev. I can guarantee you that.
That's Masvidal ain't taking it. Colby might. I would say Colby might.
I don't know. I think they both say no, bro.
I don't know about that. I think Colby stylistically would be a good matchup. I mean, yeah, he might get ragdolled. Very well could, but.
Oh, he gets ragdolled. Like, I think Usman gets ragdolled, dude. Like, let's be real. He ragdolls the entire division.
Oh, here's the matchup to make. Ignorant MMA, Vulcan Max versus Chimaev.
Oh,
I love that.
Shit.
Tag team.
The tag team matchup, yeah. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I'm leaning Vulcan Max in that.
Yeah, I would
joking.
too.
No, just ragdolls both of them at once. Yeah, he would. He would. That's Chimaev, okay? That's Chimaev, guys. Guys, before we move on, I know we're getting a little crazy here in the chats. We're just saying really stupid shit, and I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it. But before we move on to the next bit of MMA news, guys, we are thinking about doing the inaugural Patreon exclusive call-in show after this. We can stream straight to Patreon Live.
Yes, we can. We're not going to do it this week, though. We'll do it after December 4th.
Let's see what happens. You know, if you guys want to call in, hit us up on our Patreon in the DMs, you know. Send us your number. We'll give you a WhatsApp number, or we'll have you on FaceTime or Skype or something. Like, we can figure it out. Give us 10 minutes and we'll figure it out easy, no problem. I think we're going to do a second service after this. So maybe if we get somebody that wants to call in, man, you could just come on to the second service. We could talk about anything. If you want to talk about fights, we could talk about fights. If you guys want to talk about politics, world current events, stuff like that, we can talk about that too. Aliens, conspiracy theories, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Movies.
We're going to start doing that, I think, every week. After our numbered episodes, call-in show afterwards with the Patreon subscribers. Guys, you have to be a Patreon subscriber if you want to be on the call-in show. So $5 a month gives you access to exclusive podcasts, exclusive live streams, exclusive vlogs. Hit us up there. All of that money goes to hookers and cocaines.
That's what he says every time, guys. He doesn't preference with that's a joke. He goes back to the brand new lights. We got the painted wall, the beautiful red here. We also painted the second wall this weekend. So it just goes back to the show, guys. We're gonna be investing a lot more into brand new 4K cameras in the future. We really want to get those for 2022, but it's gonna take a little while. The Church Coin belt is in development right now. It's being designed.
It's coming very soon.
So in a few weeks, you guys are gonna get to be able to see that. So it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah. Absolutely excited for that. I'm going to wear that shit every single day when I win it this year because I think I'm running away from that here. I got 24,000 church coin. You guys got not even close. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Got to talk shit there. Let's move on to their MMA news. John Jones beat up his wife. No, I'm just joking. John Jones came back out on Twitter and yeah, sorry about that. That was a terrible joke. John Jones came back out on Twitter, said he was sober for 60 days. So congratulations, my guy.
Good. And you know what? Like I want what's best for John. So that's really awesome. That's good. Great. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that he's sober. That's all good things. Just keep it up. That's all I'm going to say. Just keep it up. You know, in my personal opinion, you're still a shitbag. But if you're getting better and you continue to get better, and you show over the course of like a year that you're not a piece of shit anymore, then I'll actually forgive you because I'm a forgivable guy. And I do believe in 9th and 10th and 11th chances. I mean...
well, the reason why he brought this up is because he went on fucking Twitter and he goes, "Hey guys, I'm joining this grappling organization and I'm gonna fucking have a submission jiu-jitsu match with Jake Hager, undefeated Bellator heavyweight. Who's excited?" And like, I think nobody tweeted back at him probably. And everyone's like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck. Like, who even is that guy?" And he goes, "It was a WWE superstar, Jake Swagger." And I'm like,
who the fuck is that guy?
I'm no fucking WWE, dude. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Undefeated Bellator heavyweight, though. Let's give a little bit of respect to Jake Swagger. I mean, he's a fucking legit wrestler, and he could fuck anybody up. But John Jones, no way, dude. No way. John Jones fucks that guy up, even in a grappling match. So I love it. Let's make it happen. But Jake Hager came back out on Twitter and goes, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never even seen this contract. There's literally no details. Like, why are you making this announcement?" And then John Jones goes,
who the fuck is that guy?
"Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I didn't even realize it was actually you." Like, made some joke on Twitter and then talked about how he's sober for 60 days. So, once again,
Yay.
Congratulations, John, sober.
I actually have.
What, you got something else?
We're off the rails here.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Just for you, John. 60 days sober.
Shit. I didn't know he even had that on the board.
Yeah. Good for you, John. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
Keep it up, asshole.
Yeah, and W. Hager. This is off the rails. I love it. These are the types of episodes we have the most fun on, guys. Hager is legit. John might get subbed, bro. Like, really? Like, I don't know, man. No offense to you, Aunt W. No offense to you, my guy. Let's just take it easy here. Like, John Jones ain't getting submitted by Jake Hager. Like, if that happens, I'd be like, oh, shit. Like,
And W says John got arrested 58 days ago. No way he's been sober 60 days.
the guy can't even count. The guy can't even fucking count. He's like, he had to use his fingers and toes. And it's like, 60? Yeah.
He's like, we're rounding it up close enough, boys. 60 days. Oh, God.
I love it.
That shit's funny. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, when the fuck are we going to get John Jones fight announcement? Does it ever? Like, I haven't heard no news. Like, I don't even know if there's negotiations going on. What the fuck's going on? Is he just waiting for January?
Yeah, I don't know. When are we going to get John Jones on the podcast?
Oh, he'll come on for sure.
Bro, I think he loves the podcast.
Oh, he loves it.
We say nothing but great things about John. I don't know. He's not going to fight till like the third quarter of 2022, even if he does, man. Again, I always repeat it, but I just don't really care. I really don't care if he fights again. I just don't. But I hope he gets better. I hope he sobers up. I hope he continues that streak. I don't want to see John fail. You know, in all seriousness, I don't mean to like bring it back down where like I'm Mr. Serious Mason now, but like I obviously don't want to see anyone in life not succeed. And I hope he does get, rehabilitated, and I hope he lives a good, long, prosperous life. But I just have to see more than 60 or 58 days. I just got to see more. But, maybe that day does come.
Shout out to Ignorant Man. I've seen that Jake guy get his ass kicked by cans on Bellator. John meant 60 seconds sober. He's drunk. Cosmo Reverb, after everything John's been on, are you surprised he can't count?
Very good point, my guy. Very good point.
And W, John is going to fight the winner of Francis and Ngannou as long as he beats his case. They already had the money and stuff figured out. That's why Dana and him had chilled out before the arrest.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Maybe. I'm really interested to see what happens. January is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait, bro.
I can't wait because if we get the podcast that we want on, that's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
Second service is going to be like fucking 2 hours.
We got to make sure like we get them down for that.
Yeah, we can't. Let's not say it because nothing's confirmed.
Nothing's confirmed. Nothing's confirmed. But there's a lot coming in. There's a lot in the works in the background, guys. We are super excited for 270. That's probably going to be one of the biggest fight companions we do if everything falls into place.
And another shout out to one of our Patreon subscribers. Mikhaili donated $200 to us. We were able to get 2 more mics. So now we will have 6 mics on the Fight Companion. We'll be able to fill up the table. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because, the biggest issue with the Fight Companions is we've got me, Tabor, and then producer Gids, and that's 3 out of the 4 mics. So we can only have 1 guest on every week. Now with this opening up, we're going to be able to have 2 or 3 guests on. We won't always have 6 people, but it's nice to be able to have that option, to bring new people on. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so
maybe 8 mics one day. Maybe 8 mics one day. Kind of the thing is when you have so many people on a podcast at once, it kind of turns into a shit show. It already is a shit show half the time with us, just 4 people, especially when we get as fucked up as we do. But, it is. I like it. I love it. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to NW. Can't wait to watch Gon dance on Francis and put him away in the 4th. Oh, dude, I love that. I would love to see that. So let's just say Gon, because we're getting off the rails here, but it is what it is. Let's say Gon just fucking completely outclasses Francis for 5 straight rounds, doesn't finish him. Do they do the automatic rematch, or do they just go straight to John Jones?
Hold on. So if Gon dominates Ngannou for 5 rounds?
Yeah.
Fuck no, you do John Jones.
Yeah, it's
you
like
do John Jones, man. Now, let's say it's an instant classic, right? And it's 2-2 going to the 5th. You don't know who's going to win. And Gon barely ekes it out. Maybe, but even then, even in a super close, entertaining fight, you give the next shot to John. And Ngannou hasn't defended his belt. No. Like, he is the champ, that's great, but he's not on like a streak like Usman. Now, Usman's a different case. Had Colby have beaten him, you have to give Usman a rematch. You would have had to have, right? Because Usman has defended his belt so many times. Ngannou, no. Even if it's a close fight, bro, you give it to the next contender in the heavyweight division. And guess what? Ngannou loses that fight. You know what you could do for the number 1 contender? Oh, Francis Ngannou, Stipe Miocic, right? For number 3.
I fucking hate that.
I know you do. I know.
It's Stipe, don't take it unless it's for a belt, my guy. That's the only thing you got to do. Please. Nah, he takes it. Just gets fucking flatlined again. God, I'd cry. I'd cry on the podcast.
It is what it is.
Let's move on to other MMA news. We just went on a bit of a tangent there. Real quick. If Francis loses, the UFC ain't giving him a title shot anytime soon with all the back and forth they've had recently. If anything goes wrong with John, they're going on to Stipe. And we need to figure out exactly if this is Francis's very last fight in the UFC or not. Because
I think it might. I think it might be, bro.
I'd love to see what his contract is. I thought there was 2 fights left. Some people are saying that this is going to be it.
Yeah,
and because he's not negotiating for any more fights on the contract, and he's moving on to boxing. So I guess only time will tell, man. If this is Francis's last fight ever, like that, kind of be a little depressing. Like,
yeah, it definitely would. But I mean, we've always known. I mean, the whole time, like, Ngannou always talked about wanting to become a boxer initially. Obviously, making the move to MMA, coming over. With his story from coming from the sand mines and being super influenced by guys like Mike Tyson and stuff, boxers. So I think it only makes sense. I think he wants those big paydays, and I think MMA was just a stepping stone for him. And the way he's acting now, I really think he's done after this fight, especially if he goes out there, win or lose. But I think especially if he wins, he's out. He's moving over to boxing, man. I think he's done.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, let's finally move on to the last little bit of MMA news. Darren Till was out on Twitter saying that he got offered the Sean Strickland fight in London, probably January, February. Does this happen because, Big C, Little V, they tried doing this they tried doing Darren Till versus Derek Brunson in London. Didn't end up happening. They moved it here to Vegas. One, does it go to London? And 2, when are we going to start seeing fight nights in arenas again, in sold-out arenas? I mean, as much as I love seeing the fight nights at the Apex and all that stuff, I want to go to an event, like come to Portland, come to Seattle. They just made a new arena in Seattle. Can we please start getting fight nights around the world again? That's what I want.
Again, I think Dana White's smart on this because, we still don't know. The goalpost is always moving. We got to be really vague here in talking about this. But, realistically, I think everyone knows the goalpost constantly moves. Oh, do this. Oh, now that you did this, now you have to do this. Oh, now that you did this, now we're going to do this, right? So I think with Dana and obviously like trying to go to these arenas, you never know when shit's going to get shut down or people can't meet up in a big fucking group. We got the NFL and all that going on now.
It's like, look at the NHL games are back. Like, they're filling arenas out. The NBA is filling arenas up. Like,
but I just think,
what's going on, guys?
I think with the schedule and with the plan to Dana White, he wanted to just do the fight nights in the UFC Apex. It's a lot easier on all those guys too. Think about it. You travel week to week to week to a different state every single week, putting on fights. I get how it could get a little tiring after a while, right? But when you do the UFC Apex, I think the biggest thing though, you know what Dana needs to do? Call me crazy on this. I would love to see the UFC Apex, but broaden it out a little bit. Be able to have like 4,000 or 5,000 fans.
Or just T-Mobile Arena. Just do T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah,
it's literally right
that.
next door.
Yeah.
So, you could do anything. I guess it's just, does the UFC want to play ball with all these, jump through the hoops, I guess, and fucking cut the red tape? It's
right. I think it's just all of that combined. And you want to make sure that your fighters are tested. You want to make sure everything's tip-top Magoo, ready to go. And it just works with UFC Apex. I think that's a lot of the reason why they built it. And let's keep in mind, the UFC was the only show in town for like the first 6 or 8 months of this whole pandemic. Mm-hmm. Because they had, the capability to do so. So for me, I get it. I get how you want to go see a fight night or whatever. But for me, I'm perfectly content with watching it at home. And I love when it's in the UFC Apex.
Well, you never leave your house, my guy.
No, I don't. That's why I like. Well, yeah, they do like the vaccine passports and all that. I'm like, no, I know. I don't need to go.
That's the thing.
I just focus on this podcast. Like literally, dude, if I could just do this 5 days a week, I literally just focus and be in the studio every day. I don't have to go out and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like even going to the bar.
I want to go to fights
last
though,
night.
man.
I was
like going to fights. It's just being part of that electric crowd, being part of that atmosphere, being surrounded by other fans. It's just fun, man. Like I miss it. I was so looking forward to that Portland card a couple years ago. Remember that shit? Mm-hmm. Remember the freak out, got canceled. It was like the best fight night fucking ever. And
yeah.
It is what it is.
I'm depressed. Let's end it on a high note.
Okay, let's do it.
Wait, real quick. I got to read these. These are good. Ant W. UFC just doesn't want to abide by the travel protocols. Bellator has already done events in London and Dublin in the last 2 months. Very true. The UFC has gone public, so now it's all about saving money. Outside of paying staff, fighters, they're basically putting on fight nights for no cost right now. Very fucking true. It's probably a lot just to be able to get one of these arenas. NW, when companies go public, profit becomes number one priority, which usually leads to cost cutting. That's very true, my guy. That's a very good true. I just actually don't have anything else. That was our last little bit of MMA news. I guess we're ending it on a depressing note there, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Any more questions from you guys? Anything you guys want to bring up? Let us know in the last minute of this chat, and we will answer them.
Guys, right after this, we're going to go look at the Patreon real quick. We're going to figure out how to live stream to it. Probably take us 10 minutes. We will just start live streaming our second service to our Patreon. So, guys, that gives you time. Subscribe to the Patreon. $5 a month. Exclusive podcasts. Exclusive vlogs. And so much more. And if you guys show up, you guys are in the chat, we'll fucking give you our Zoom, and, you could Zoom call, talk to us live on the podcast. Call-in shows are coming, guys. This might be the first one. We'll see who shows up. Maybe no one will. It's okay. We're going to have a lot to talk about either way. So, if you want to call into the show, we could talk fights, we could talk politics, we could talk world events, we could talk anything, conspiracy theories, aliens, ancient aliens, stuff like that. I love talking about anything, guys. Whatever you want to do. Patreon exclusive podcast. Make sure you subscribe, guys. $5 a month gives you all the access to everything there.
Absolutely. Shout out to Kevin Weeks in the chat. Hey, everybody. Hey, what's up, man?
Ant W, yes, we are going live for Aldo Font. That will be a fight companion there, and we will do a second service after that as well. If we can figure out this live streaming to Patreon thing, I'm pretty sure we can pretty easily.
Yeah, we'll do a live call-in show after every single fight companion. Instead of doing second service, it'll be more of like a live call-in show for a half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll talk about the fights, talk about your thoughts, all the fans' thoughts on it. It'll be really cool. It's a new thing that we're integrating into the show. And I love the idea of a live call-in show, giving you guys the opportunity and the ability to kind of put your 2 cents on the card and on certain fights, what your thoughts were, what the next matchups are. Because again, you and I always started this podcast because we're fans of the sport. And I know all you guys are fans on the sport as well. So just to hear from you guys would be really cool. That's why we're going to start doing this call-in show.
Yeah. Kevin, yes, we already talked about that, my guy. We did see the wrestling match. We didn't watch it, but I saw some of the highlights. He just completely ragdolled Jack. Yeah. We broke all of that stuff down. So, you know, you can go check that down. It was our very first MMA news segment. So just scroll back a little bit, my guy, and you'll see it. Ignorant MMA. I want Yair versus Giga. I'd be down to call in sometime. Fuck yeah, bro. For sure. Just, you know, subscribe to the Patreon, shoot us a message, and we'll hook up with Zoom. And when we do these call-in shows, guys, we'll have anybody on. Like, fuck it. Anybody. Just be subscribed to the Patreon. That's all we ask.
Absolutely.
Yair versus Giga would be awesome, though. Like, that'd be awesome. Let's see if Giga can get past Calvin Kattar. That's a huge matchup at 145 right now. And if Giga beats Kattar, like, there's probably not going to be much more he's going to have to do for a title shot.
No, not really.
I mean, maybe a number one contender fight after that, if that's not already one. I mean, Kattar wins that fight, no. Giga wins that fight. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. If Volkanovski beats Holloway again, you could just throw Giga right in there for that. And I like that.
You could. You absolutely could.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time. Thanks to you, everybody that showed up here today. This podcast kind of went a little bit off the rails there, but, you know.
It is what it is.
I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoy it when we go off the rails.
Well, look, next week's episode, because there is no fight card, we're probably just going to spit. It's probably going to be one of those, you know, one of those things where we'll just do whatever.
Well, it's MMA news, and then
we're previewing.
And then we'll preview Font
Jose
Aldo.
Aldo.
Yeah, so that's a fantastic fight card as well.
It's a great fight.
So definitely Fight Companion coming for that. We will be live during that one, guys. Aldo versus Font, and I believe let's just pull that up really quick. Like, who else is on that card? We'll make this really, really quick here.
So Aldo Font is obviously the main event. After that,
it's a banger though, bro. Like, there's a lot of good fights on that card, if I remember right. Like, you have to do that. So
absolutely.
Aldo.
Brad Riddell versus Rafael Fiziev.
Dude, I can't wait for that. Then you got Jimmy Crute, Jamal Hill, Jake
back.
Matthews, Jeremiah Wells, Manuel Kopp versus Zugalas Zumagalav. I totally fucked that name.
Zumagalav. No, you're pretty close, brother.
Zumagalav.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't believe I actually got even close.
Pretty close.
It is what it is.
That's a really good fight night too, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for that one. All right, guys. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at the Church of MMA. Guys, if you aren't following us already, make sure you go and do it. We're posting funny memes, clips of the show, trying to make you guys laugh. Hit us up.
Yeah, become a Patreon subscriber for $4.99, guys. It's well worth it. Become a disciple of the Church of MMA podcast. Thank you, each and every one of you guys, for listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Cragen. Until next time.
Peace.